Brandy Victoria.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. How are we feeling? Woo! Okay. It's so good to see you all. As you mentioned, my name is Brandy Victoria. I'm an entertainment journalist. Thank you. Entertainment journalist, and I'm going to be your host for this evening. And it truly is my pleasure to welcome you all to experience the Book of Clarence. A couple things I want to go over with you first. Before we jump into the film, number one, you all should know that you are among one of the first audiences in LA to actually see this film. And as someone who's seen it already myself, I can tell you that you truly are in for a cinematic experience unlike anything else that you would think for. In over 100 years of movies, we have not seen ourselves existing in this time period. And this is a story that allows us to imagine Black people living as and among figures that we've come to know in that good book that we call the Bible. And, you know, between the performances, the music, the writing, directing, I can tell you that this truly is a treat. Now, as such, you all are early seeing this film. It's not out until January 12th. Make sure you keep that date in mind. But we ask, please, no recording during this film. You're welcome to record now. And afterward, for the second treat that we have for you, but please no recording during the actual film. Now, the second part, we want you to stay seated after the credits roll when the film ends, because we do have a special conversation with the visionary writer, director behind this project, Jeymes Samuel. Yes, I always say he is one of the most passionate people I've ever had the privilege of meeting, getting to talk to, and so I can promise you this is a conversation that you definitely do not want to miss. But before then, we have another treat for you, which is that some of the cast of this incredible film is with us. And so I'm going to ask you all to please put your hands together and welcome to the stage Clarence himself, LaKeith Stanfield. Writer, director, producer, just one on the studio.
Peace to the Black gods. Oh, let me call on the producer, Tendo Nagenda.
Well, thank you all for being here. I'm going to step back because this is your project. I'm handing my mic off, but please just share any words, what you're hoping audiences take away from this film and your experience working on it.
Mr. Stanfield.
I hope that people walk away how I felt when I walked away from this film, which is inspired. I mean, I'm glad that you all are here. That suggests that you have an open mind and are interested in seeing something different, something fresh, something new, something us. So thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy it.
And I echo the same sentiment. Thanks everyone for being here. You know, you're gonna witness original storytelling, like for once, in the cinematic standing. And I just want to say, you know, in 135 years of the moving image, we've never seen Black people say, "There's Jesus of Nazareth." It's almost like we're not allowed behind that curtain, right? So I want you to really witness yourselves on screen. It's just different now that Jeymes Samuel is in the building.
That's right.
Peace to the Black gods, and you know, like the cast. I mean, what can I say? LaKeith Stanfield, RJ Cyler, David, RJ. You know, look. I'm gonna do this really quick, so I know we got to go. But in the Holiday Fall. If you watch the Holiday Fall, if you haven't, in the Holiday Fall, right? Watch, I set the whole thing up. I was praying that Netflix don't see it, right? So RJ is on his horse, and Nat Love says, "You want to die too, Jim?" And he goes, "Every time I speak on my speed, I could pull Cherokee Bill out there." Yes, Cherokee Bill played by that Black guy over there, right? And he goes, like you say in the Book of Clarence. Can't no man outspeed me. Yeah. Right? And then Bill Pickett says, outspeed ain't a word, and Clarence saying the book. Me and RJ was like, oh yeah. You won't see. Now, you're gonna see, but look out for that line, it's like a nod. And in this movie, we have mad Easter eggs to the next. But I just want you guys to really appreciate, what it is that we've done. You're gonna love the flick, and again, just original storytelling. Thank you guys for being here. Peace to the Black gods, all our ancestors, the Most High, and everyone that walks with you. You good? And the person we phone was bringing Turnex to show.
Before we jump into the Q&A, I'm going to ask the cast to please take a stand. Right now, let's give it one more time for this incredible cast. Incredible performance. I'm going to ask you to come up here and get into this Q&A real quickly. You change your chairs?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Thank you all for joining us. I want to pick up right where you left off at the beginning, which is you talking about this, like you had the vision for this film when you were making your directorial debut with The Heart of the Fall. Talk about when this idea for this project came to you and why did you have to make The Heart of the Fall before this came project?
I suppose, growing up watching all those biblical movies that our parents used to make us watch, Ben-Hur, Ten Commandments, and all of those films. I used to love them, but I never really, as a kid, I never really related to the stories, and the stories were familiar because they're biblical stories, but I never related to the people in them. I've never met a person that looks like Charlton Heston, you know what I mean, or Kirk Douglas, or anyone like that, but I know people that remind me of LaKeith Stanfield. And so I wanted to make, when I was a kid, I wanted to make a biblical epic, but that resembled the environment that I grew up in. Because those are the kind of environments they describe in the Bible. It's just when Hollywood made them, they'll change the visuals. And so that was when I was a kid. Then about 2004, right, I was still mad young. I was like, okay, this movie, it's gonna be this, that, it's gonna be about a guy, and it's gonna be about an everyman. Like, I honestly, when I hear those stories, I used to be like, where did Jesus buy his sandals? I mean that. Like, where did Mary Magdalene get her hair done? What, like, just the everyday people in that time and place. And around 2005, I started sketching it out, just notes, and started writing songs that will go in it. And I think the first song I wrote was a song called Viridia for this movie, vocal by a legend called Terry Callier, who vocaled the song for me in 2006, right? And I told him one day I'm gonna make this movie, and he just believed in my craziness. And he passed away in 2012, right? But I fulfilled my promise and made the film. And then I was casting, so it was in the back. I wrote the script in 2017, like finally, I can sit down and write it. And then, I was cast in The Heart of the Fall. And I was in Mexico, just for a 5-day break. And I met this guy to my left for the character of Cherokee Bill. And this is a true story, we were talking. He was talking about The Heart of the Fall, and he was talking about his in-way into the script and the story. And then his phone rang. His phone rang, and it was his cousin. Now, LaKeith, he's just talking about the film. He's talking about The Heart of the Fall. And his phone goes, and he goes, hey, yo, look, I gotta go. I'll call you back in 15 minutes. So, okay, everything goes, yeah, my cousin just called, but you know what? And he described me like 15 hood scenarios, right? That we're all familiar with if you grew up in that environment. And he put down the phone. He says, he'll call me back in 15 minutes. when he put down the phone, I called my sister Teyana. Hey, yo, Teyana, I found Clarence. I found him. It's LaKeith Stanfield. She's like, really? I was like, it's LaKeith. He has all of these different personalities in one human. Before then, I wrote Clarence and the twin brother, and I thought it was an impossible person's cast. And so all through directing The Harder They Fall, after every scene I was like, yeah, my brother, don't go too far. After this, I got something else. Even on the last day, he was like, you know, that's a wrap. And he was dancing. I was like, don't dance too much.
I'm gonna see you again.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you again soon. I never told him, and then, you know, I gave him the script like when it was time.
Okay.
And we're here.
Well, LaKeith, what were your first thoughts when you saw the script?
I read the script and I was just like, I mean, I didn't even get through it before I was like, hell yeah, this shit is gonna be fire. Like, it's gonna be something different, and it's gonna be something that pushes the boundaries forward. And Clarence had so many similarities to me that I just felt like it was really timely. And I knew that we had seen nothing like this. First of all, Black people in Jerusalem, you know, like they don't like to show us in history like that. So I knew it was a dope opportunity for us to speak from a unique perspective. Having worked with Jeymes on Harder They Fall, I knew not only was his directing ability something that matched with my artist sensibility, but also he was just a smart, interesting onion of creativity. And I knew it would be something special. I didn't care what we had behind us. I knew it would be something dope. So I was really excited. And I'm glad he didn't show it to me before we finished Harder They Fall, because I would have been thinking about this. Yeah, it was a beautiful experience, Harder They Fall, but for me it was kind of hard. I was going through some personal stuff. So when I ended that, last thing I wanted to hear about was another project. So we had some more time in between, and then, you know, I got this script. I was like, yeah, this shit crazy. It's gonna be dope.
And Artie, I want to ask you the same, and also working with LaKeith. Like, I feel like you all together, it's just magic. Like, I was watching anything together. Talk about your process.
It is on. I was just talking. I know what he's gonna do. Working with LaKeith and Jeymes is it's like it's every actor's dream. Like every actor would want a scene partner that's as much of a powerhouse, but also pays attention to you as much as he does. You know, it's almost like LaKeith knows my lines like he knows his lines. So in ways that I might mess up, he just knows how to play with it. And or he'll just throw me all the way off, to be honest. But it's been fun throughout the years, to be honest. Then with meeting Jeymes, I just realized that there are people on earth as weird as me. He's like me with better skin, you know. And just being able to meet a director that's not scared to take not just risks, right, but push you to take those same risks. It gets risky being in the Jeymes Samuel thing. I feel like that's what it, you know, makes my career and my love for it that much more fun, because I'm a risk taker myself. And so,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, that's what makes it fun to work with you, because you will take a risk.
Yeah.
And you have like this really good comedic sensibility and a sense of timing.
But you gotta have ego. If you don't get a LaKeith to bounce off of that, it just throws shit off. You know, it's like, if you don't have a partner that can catch it, then I'm seeing shit and then you get fired.
Well, we did the scene where I had to, you know, pretend like, you know, he was blind and then unveil it. I had no idea his eyes were gonna be crossed like that. That shit threw me the fuck off. And he opened his eyes, I was like, bro, I'm trying to stay in.
I remember when we shot that scene, RJ was like, I got something. You know, when you know, as soon as we come on set, them dudes ain't LaKeith and RJ no more. Or David said something. I wish we had, I'm sure David's still here to come up. But those guys aren't no more. And you know, when you work with these guys and David and Alan, you learn as a director. I learned on The Harder They Fall, especially working with, you know, LaKeith and RJ. Don't yell cut, right? Don't yell cut, just let the camera roll, whatever it goes into. Right, like outside the club, when Elijah's talking, he's talking about Jesus. I told you, I was just letting the camera run, and I was like, he stopped them. Then he got them. These guys, man, like just kind of, or David Oyelowo, the John the Baptist scene, right? When He's drowning. He's drowning. LaKeith. Is David here? I can't see, man. Oh, man, can we get another chair?
Please,
Please, David, come.
You gotta be up here, you gotta be up here.
So David, you know, I'm Nigerian. I'm British, but of Nigerian descent. And David's angle on John the Baptist is like, look, man, this is just our Nigerian uncles. He's British of Nigerian descent as well. And any Nigerian in the crowd, any Ghanaian, any African in the crowd, they'll know when your dad or your uncle goes, huh? What did you say? I wanted to slap you, but that wasn't scripted. I was just letting you get drowned. RJ on the side, David in the water, and just letting it go. And you kind of have to just trust the process, right? And trust that you have like literal geniuses that will go into that world and bring you to where you need to go with the story.
Well, David, tell us about saying yes to the risk of a Jeymes Samuel film.
Well, I mean, the beauty of getting to do this film as Black people across the diaspora is, I've always felt that the universal is found in the specific. And there's a specificity to what Jeymes is talking about. And that color is something that we haven't really seen in this kind of movie, and that eventizes the movie. And, it's like Jeymes is so astute about this. He talks about, with Westerns, if you look at The Harder They Fall, the music he has put into, Fela Kuti in a Western. But if you were with a certain kind of studio or a certain kind of producer, they're like, that doesn't belong in a Western. Says who? Do you know what I mean? It's the spaghetti westerns of old. That wasn't music from the time of when those things were happening in the West. That's a reflection of the sensibility of the people who are getting to tell the story. And so that's the beauty of this, is that our sensibility, so you see our music, our joy, our struggle, our diasporic flavor, whether it's African or African American, the whole thing is in there. And it becomes something that if that's not your culture, you're going, whoa, this is something new. And if it is your culture, you're going, oh my goodness, I feel so seen. That's my uncle, that's my brother, that's my dad, that's me. And that's just what makes, to me, cinema exciting. So to have a director who allows that space, to have actors who can give that to the world, is just a complete joy to be a part of.
Absolutely. And I want to talk about that a little bit more. I think I mentioned the Harder They Fall, Jeymes, you talked about, Black people deserve to be able to see themselves and not being called the N-word 50 times. Yeah. Throughout the film, and in this you have, the robbers saying we are righteous beings. Yeah. You had that beautiful scene with Jedediah, who's like, we're untouchable. Talk about the intentionality. It goes beyond representation in my mind, of just uplifting,
Absolutely. I think we've been, no Black person is born and feels Black, right? In fact, Black was a name given to us by our colonizers and oppressors. I've grown up, arguing with the name slave, right? I've never seen a picture or painting of a Black man that was a slave. We were enslaved. There's a huge difference. Like, you can't give me a title because of the crimes you're giving to me, right? You can't take a whole country of people, lock them down, and then call them this name and expect me to adopt. I was a slave. My ancestors are slaves. When you adopt that, then I'm saying your ancestors were superior to my ancestors. We were enslaved. We weren't slaves, and I just think that Hollywood. You said a beautiful thing just there, and it gives us a moment for pause. You said, I done a big thing by making a Western and saying that you don't have to be called the N-word 50 times. You look at Django, we didn't get called the N-word 50 times. It was 110 times in a 2-hour movie, and we just let this fish it's like I'm at home like, what the hell? So I made a point of and not as a result of Django, I made They Die by Dawn, a short film, at the same time Django was being made. I made a point of giving us a movie that we can push our chests out and lift our heads up high, and you don't hear the N-word once in the whole thing, just because it's a period piece. Stop calling us niggas. I don't even want to get back on that because we're here for nothing. But my point is, it's almost as if there is a wall or a curtain that doesn't allow us to go to particular genres, right? It doesn't allow us to go to genres. But if you read those books, 1 in 4 cowboys was black, right? The name cowboy was for black people. White people were called cowhands. There's a difference, right? So Hollywood just appropriated everything and then regurgitated. So we don't even know that we were cowboys back then. Which is why to my brother David Oyelowo in Backstreet, which is a huge success. I don't even like it, my brother. So even so with the biblical movie, right? I'd watch those old biblical films, and for me, Clarence wasn't about color and the color of the people. But you watch those old biblical movies, there'll be no black people in them, right? Yul Brynner is one of my favorite actors in the history of actors. One of my favorite actors in the history of actors. Yul Brynner was many things. If you watch the original Westworld, so Yul Brynner in their face, half roll. Yul Brynner was many things. But one, he was not from Siam. King of Siam. The king of like, what the hell? Etc. He was not Egyptian. What is Yul Brynner doing in the 10 Commandments, playing the Pharaoh of Egypt? So it was written, so let it be done. So I would watch all of these things, and I just wanted to give us a movie. I just think it's important. I think we're allowed to be in those genres, right? We're allowed. I believe in the walk of Jesus, right? Jesus was all colors. I've never met a person like Jesus. So Jesus was, we call it all colors. But not according to the Bible. I mean, he does have a particular description in that book. So did I come. Right? So for me, I think it's uplifting and it gives us a reason, everyone a reason to pause, right? True art is about inclusion, diversity, and freedom. Inclusion, diversity, and freedom. And it gives everyone a minute to pause and just admire a movie that looks like the environment we live in. I mean everyone. We all either drive past that kind of neighborhood. We don't live in an environment that looks like the 10 Commandments, the Hollywood version, or Ben-Hur, or we live in that type of environment.
And also, I like what you did by infusing serious themes that are, not necessarily simply exist as comedic, because that's a way of, we don't take that serious because it's just fun. It's a joke, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't really exist back then. They didn't start existing until we started showing y'all they started to exist. Right. Exactly. And this is counter that, and I appreciate that. And there's moments of levity, but it's also very grounded in some real things. And after all, Clarence is just a real person, which we also fighting to constantly be seen as, just like a regular person with a heart beating, blood like everybody else. Absolutely. So, I think it's beautiful. I'm glad it exists, man. I'm really glad to be a part of this. Thank
you for being here. Thank you all for being here. Conversation cannot end here, so make sure you tell your friends, your family, your followers. This film is out January 12th.
January 12th. And I want to also say a big shout out to Caleb McLaughlin.
Caleb.
I couldn't made this movie, without these guys, and I pray that every single director on the planet, we're all filmmakers, right? I pray that every single filmmaker gets to work on something as freeing and with artists that are as freeing as the guys I've worked with. Let me just break it down. Let me show you how fun this, because Jeymes Samuel set ain't like normal sets, right? But I would walk up to LaKeith, I'll be like, hey yo, man, hey yo. So he's about to walk in the apostle's house and say that he wants to be the favorite apostle. Oh man, how do we say, we do this literally every single day, me, you, like everyone. I was like, how do we say, I got the streets on smash? And LaKeith Stanfield, like, this guy, here you go. Because he walks on set and he is in full on Clarence, right? He walks on set, how do we say we got the streets on smash? LaKeith will go, simple. I got the cobblestones on lock. I'm like, RJ, you're shouting at these people throwing stones at me and Magdalene. You know, stop. We need an insult for these people. We need to insult these heathens. What do we say? RJ's like, I got it. It's not RJ would say, it's Elijah. I got it. I roll camera. He looks at me like, Dongletons! It's Dongleton. I don't know, but I'll take it. So
Wi-Fi box. It's a little Wi-Fi box. You know when you got mobile Wi-Fi, AT&T don't use Verizon.
and then I have to look, man. I have to just continue. Just so you guys, I always say obey your crazy, right? Whatever you're doing in life, obey your crazy. And there's always going to be a hater or some naysayer telling you what you can't do. But if you have the idea, ideas are living, breathing things. They come to you for a reason. They're alive, these things. And you're meant to treat them all like Henry VIII. Execute these joints. So when I'm writing, I know we got to go, but you know, we're family. When I'm writing, I'm like, okay, and then they go to the club. I'm pushing it too far. I have to do it. Dream Hanson's here, right? The legendary writer Dream Hanson. She says something. She's a G, and she understands Dream. You know how we are. When you listen to Nights Over Egypt, dum, 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 dum. I'm like, I have to put it in. And then we're shooting it. And LaKeith comes in. I had Fatima Robinson choreograph it, the legend. Anna on one side, LaKeith on the other, RJ in the middle. Caleb, see when Caleb comes on. Okay.
Caleb was really getting that shit for real. Yeah, I go there and see Caleb, like, damn.
I'm seeing the editor, more Caleb, right? And for me, they go to the club because why not? In those days, they'd go to the club. The music may be different, but the soul remains the same. So even though I'm throwing a different type of a song in there, you watch it and it's familiar, and we can all be familiar with that. No matter what color you are, you live on planet Earth. So the soul of the people is familiar, which is why I'll conclude by saying you have to obey your crazy. These things are all there for a reason. You have to be free. You have to be unshackled. Because most of the time, it's us that shackling ourselves, right? We have to unshackle ourselves, man. Follow our heart. And you know, if someone doesn't know what this movie is, or looks at the teaser, or whatever, they'll go, blasphemy. It's not blasphemous at all. Matthew 24:5, Jesus himself said, many will come in my name, pretending they're the Messiah. They'll lead many astray. But Clarence finds faith in the end. But imagine being alive now. You tell someone, and she was a virgin when she had this child. And then he walked on water. This and that and the other. That's Clarence. He's hearing all of this for the first time. So he has to go through the process of finding his own faith. As we all do, whatever your belief system is, whether you believe in God or you don't, you went through a process of getting to that place. And you know, for me, I want to thank you guys for being open-minded, open-hearted, and watching this film with us. And you know, if you feel the need, man, spread the word and go see it again in the theater when it comes out on January 12th. Because I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, I mean it. When a director speaks about a film, right, they never speak about it in an exciting. Like I love Christopher Nolan. I love him. Right, I love Christopher Nolan. Dark Knight, Prestige, Inception. Man, you ever seen this guy talk like this? This is what it is. I'm just keeping it a buck. Look, I'm not only excited for me about this movie, I'm excited for you because now it is done. We exist in that time and place. The Hardaway 4 is done. We exist in that time and place. You need to spread the word about this movie because we deserve it. We deserve it. It's a dope film and it's filled with soul. I don't want to be reductive and say it's filled with us. It's filled with soul. Everyone can see themselves in this film in a way that we couldn't with the Ten Commandments, Quo Vadis, The King of Kings, Greatest Story Ever Told, Franco Zeffirelli, Jesus Nazareth. Oh, I've watched them all. And not once have I seen a LaKeith Stanfield in there. Oyelowo, RJ Cyler, and the kid, Caleb McLaughlin, Omar C. And I'll conclude by saying, when I use the N word in a movie, I use it to great effect for a reason. You know what I mean? Outside of that.
And also, if you can't see yourself in a movie, that say more about your ass.
You know what I mean?
And that is great. January 12th.
One quick photo, then we're gonna go. One over here, guys. One over here, Arnold.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, ready, guys? Excuse me, sir. Sir, thank you. Okay, ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.